Time out this Calcito. The spirit coach again, you in shape and form. For the age of Aquarius yet again. You're now drinking the wine of Zeus. Welcome to a short episode of Zeus Cast where we're going to talk about, the full moon. The full moon is up now, but it's in Leo, so it kind of spill over. But I'm just here to kind of give my audience a little update on what it brung, what it's bringing, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta rebuild a home. We gotta rebuild. There's a new uh, reaction. Well, it's not necessarily new. It's not a new moon, but we just had the full reaction to the full moon and Cancer. And, so Cancer represents the home, the family, the domestic issue. The things that make us feel connected, the things that make us feel familiar and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Now these things should be full of the people, places, and things that really matter to you. And let's say you're not into astrology or something like that, and you wrapped up into the world. This is when you may try to. It may not be sufficient enough to actually understand the qualities of where you could be pulling and requiring, and that's that reword with that moon, requiring or trying to get comfortable with that energy, because that's what we experiencing as above. So below, you may try to experience that below too, and you may try to feel comfortable in the sense of you being the woodpecker or the Cancer. You may try to get comfortable in that sense, but that may lead to situations where you may try to get comfortable with the wrong things, or try to get comfortable with the wrong things, or try to get comfortable in an area where it may not represent somebody that's familiar with you or not. Familiar with how you go about things. And that's when, you're going to hit a fucking boundary and shit like that to remind you, okay, it ain't about what you want. It's about what you need. So everybody is in a position of having to go home right now or trying to do that type of shadow work or something like that. But, if you're not going home, we all gotta kind of return home on some type of level. Just based upon this moon. And now the moon is in Leo, So that energy, in a sense of getting comfortable, we was fully comfortable with ourselves, or our home and family and shit like that. Now we got to get into taking that knowledge of whatever we was comfortable with and start, make some type of creation out of it, or react to, how we can act on that and make that, feeling that we felt, about our internal home, which was the moon in Cancer with that water. We got to, switch that fire on and start expressing it, or start putting it on the stage and stuff like that, or start realizing that it's the stage of life we in, so we can now see things better. And that's when the moon slides into Leo, and, we get comfortable with the overall perspective of, the Leo energy, which is the fixed fire, and being able to feel comfortable with that type shit, entertainment, what we entertaining, or what we acting towards, or, the things that we may feel we need to express, or something like that, But yeah, that's the thing, shit, we all got to build, and, everybody kind of got to return home now, because we in this age of the internet now, where it's interesting. And it kind of had been infiltrated and mixed and mingled to the point where it's like a lot of weird people on it. So, for the most part, a lot of things on the internet, at one time it was about family. It was about your friends. It was about you showcasing your music and your artistry and your ideas amongst your community and stuff like that. Now we got like politics involved. We got like businessmen involved. So it ain't even the same thing no more. It's like some whole other different shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of making us all be like, oh, what the fuck is this shit? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of shit over time, because it was motivated for us to be on the internet based upon businessmen being hungry and wanting to get money and shit like that. We did start to try to blend in and try to see, okay, can we do this new type of situation, with the things, and but with the internet we seeing and shit like that, like, yeah, we can, but it's still always going to have that element of what we need, and what we need is home and shit like that, because we need our people around us. We need, the people that we familiar with to remind us of, that we all need each other and shit like that. We need our family and our friends to remind us, okay, what we started this for, what we do this for. Anytime you get to going too far outside and being around outsiders and shit, they don't have your natural, they're not even going to put you in a mind state of the, which you probably developed as a child, you know what I'm saying, based upon you growing up around them and shit like that, to have the morality to go for your dreams or something like that, or go for your, the things that you want out of life. You might not even build that up, being around. You might not even keep that. This is why even celebrities, when they get around people, like famous people and shit like that, and then when they get around them, like their drive start to drive, they stop doing music and shit like that, because they don't realize and shit like that, the things around you and the people, places, things around you that started, that may that environment is what kind of cultivated that engine and driving you for you to get up and do that thing and stuff like that. So I'm just using that as an allegory to like how the internet is and today, and how we fall into, being thinking like we can just do some synthetic stuff, what I'm saying, without understanding the needs and shit like that, you know. Now the people that y'all may see lost on the internet, like they ain't got no family or something like that. They might not have no family. They might not have no, people that really support them and stuff. Them the people that you probably see on the internet that, don't really be having nothing to offer, and they be in like all of these new synthetic versions of relationships and shit like that, whether it's an old man and a young girl, or some weird shit, what I'm saying, some poly shit, like where's they family members and shit like that, what I'm saying? So, your family members and the people around you is supposed to remind you like, no, this shit that you doing, it ain't really, that ain't what you supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be doing something that is embedded in a situation where, it can kind of bring some type of comfortability to you and shit. So we all kind of got to build some type of comfortability amongst each other, you know what I'm saying, in this new space. And it's really all about, you and what the fuck you got going in your situation at your crib and shit like that. You feel me? So, but yeah, so that's the full moon energies right now, you know what I'm saying, where we going through learning to build new homes. Now, you know what I'm saying, there's all type of weird stuff going on too, you know what I'm saying. We just had the fire, you know what I'm saying, situation and going on and stuff like that. So, that's kind of a little allegory of them, over the counts of times, just saying like how they destroyed our homes and shit like that. And if you realize what do destroy y'all homes, it is, the root of it is colonization. Somebody coming over here to American land and invading and making y'all jobs and giving y'all jobs. Y'all spend more time with the people. Y'all spend more time with them people than with y'all family and stuff, and what y'all can kind of create. But because they didn't did the psyop so good, what I'm saying, you're not realizing like you're coming from an infiltrated space. Like you coming from a space where it's already like been sold up or something like that. So it's like, you might not understand, how over time is slowly getting, uh, fucked with. You know what I'm saying? You ain't seeing your grandma ain't seeing, you know what I'm saying? People was dropping like flies in 2020. You feel me? Like, so you ain't seeing your cousin and stuff like that. That shit don't even matter no more. You know what I'm saying? What matters is what they making matter on y'all mind and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool and all, it may seem cool in respect to you probably getting your 1-2 together, you know what I'm saying, and getting your situation together. But when it comes to actually building something and connecting something, you always need people that you genuinely fuck with, genuinely remind you of you. You know what I'm saying? Genuinely know who you is and genuinely willing to grow with you. That's another thing. Because they can know you, but if they ain't willing to grow with you, then shit like that, then you know what I'm saying? They might as well be, left in the past too. So I always keep that in mind and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? When you going through these shifts and shit like that. But yeah, Moon and motherfucking Leo and stuff like that right now. So make sure y'all is you want to start entertaining. You know what I'm saying? You want to start getting on a stage, getting your Michael Jackson on. You know what I'm saying? Take a center stage and shit like that when it comes to, starting to get on your motherfucking task that you know you need to be on and act on and shit like that and be responsible. So for the most part, you might even want to be like a kid right now. You might want to not do really too much and enjoy yourself and stuff like that. It's hopefully your responsibilities are taken care of, and that can be something that can help you in the long run. But for the most part, we all gonna kind of feel like we need attention for our status, for our position, for our business, today and tomorrow and shit like that. Or we need to act on getting our business together and stuff. And that's the thing. Capricorn season, goose season is here too. So with Capricorn season and goose season, this is more of a time to express, the things. Hold on. It's getting hot in this mouth. These are up you on my birthdays. So yeah, so it's Capricorn season. Okay, so the sun in Capricorn, what is that? What is that? What is that? So that means we're relatively how we even come up with that conclusion. Well, guess what? They started be calling the beginner of winter, them 30 days, they started to call it Capricorn after they saw the natives and how they was doing tracking, using the sun to track their time and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So they use the sun. And the first 30 days of winter, they called it Capricorn, So, that a lot of things that we was realizing is that, once that snow hit, you know what I'm saying, the situations around that time, we start to initiate a new sense of security and shit like that based upon what we was secure about over the spring, summer, fall, and shit like that. We not secure about that no more and shit like that because it ain't got nothing to do with no outside type shit. It's more so us being secure about it's most of us being secure about our status, even the position, even if when you go outside and shit like that, the wind blow your ass a certain way and shit, you securing up and shit like that. You don't want to you don't want to get cold. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be cold. So that be the thing, like. So they was just making out allegories based upon the seasonal transitions and shit like that. But the nature of things taught them, taught us and shit like that when we was dealing with experiencing spirit, that we was experiencing that in multiple different ways. Not just from that. We can observe that from many different ways. And we'll call that, the season of, the goose or something like that. And shit like that, where a goose is a bird, it can fly a little bit. It can also be in water, but, it also have like the ground itself and shit like that. And it's very family oriented, you know what I'm saying? So it's very, it know about responsibility. That's why you see a group of goose crossing the street, slow your ass down while they get their family across, or motherfucker, let that motherfucker, you walk up to it and hiss at your ass because they stand on business. They little two legs and stuff like that type shit. So Sun and Capricorn, we're having to see and face reality. And a lot of the things, when we talk about when we even talk about the sun, and okay, let's say you want to do a sun in Capricorn ritual. First of all, you got to kind of know your element. But for the most part, you always turn to the colors and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And the energies. For the most part, the color of the sun is yellow. So that is gonna always be a sense of action, or you know, that's cheese. So that's, creating a light of perception about something, you know what I'm saying? Whether that's my face, cheese, you know what I'm saying? I created a light perception, about, something. And so that's what the sun do, even when it come up above the horizon. Well, even when we rotate it to the left, because the sun ain't moving. Well, the sun do have its own relative axis on its own, but the reason why it's moving like it's moving because we're rotating to the left on planet Earth, and we're seeing the event. You know what I'm saying? The event get created based upon us clashing with another atmosphere. And you know what I'm saying, it creates temperature, and we start to see that atmosphere condense over us, and you just seeing it from your relative perspective as a human. But just like when you get in the car, right, and you got some food in the car and you eating it and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, it's your atmosphere, that in your atmosphere you bring it in the atmosphere, and the car got its own atmosphere. When you in that atmosphere, it create an event, you know what I'm saying? What? Windows fog and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't have to put nothing on the window. It's just two temperatures interacting and creating whatever the fuck it want to create. You get what I'm saying? So that's how you got to look at it and shit like that. But, for the most part, depending on the colors and shit like that, we on the green world, you know what I'm saying? And the sky world, that atmosphere is the blue world. And, you know what I'm saying, when that blend together, green and blue make what? Yellow. Okay? So, you know what I'm saying, that's how motherfucker shit, you see it condensing and shit like that. And then when we move away, you know what I'm saying, we stop seeing that event. So that's how that's what the sun's doing and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Not what NASA telling you and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hear it from a Native American. We had to code this science. And always remember that their science was to take the Native American science and trick y'all so y'all can be slaves shit, mentally. You know, but yeah, so you would use that color yellow and stuff, and then you would add the Capricorn color. You know what I'm saying? So this would what that means. So your light perception would have a little bit more, Capricorn. You can now. It's so many ways. Like it's so many ways you can utilize, that this spell you can utilize. So the colors and shit like that, that kind of represent your internal natures, and the things that you can utilize for you to kind of blend up and see, like create a mathematical perception. It's not even mathematical, it's something a little bit more deeper than that when it comes to colors and shit like that. You can create a little perception about how you see, your responsibilities. So this would be a time to take responsibility and the responsibilities that that's about, and create a light perception about them, which means don't be bitching about them. Get up and go get the motherfucking responsibilities done. Now, you see how simple that is? That's how motherfucking, what I'm saying, Native Americans make alchemy and shit like that. Yellow and silver. Yellow on its own is just happy on its own. Silver on its own represents, like, things that are material, grounding, work. You know what I'm saying? When you mix that together, it's like a little yellowish, grayish type shit. Boom, you put that in your mind. Okay, well, I got to create a little bit more, light perception and not be in my motherfucking emotions or anything. You know what I'm saying? Too much. I shouldn't add too much gray. You know what I'm saying, where like it's dull, so I gotta, chalk up and smile when I got these responsibilities that I gotta do, that I know I gotta do, because I know I gotta make it the way I gotta make it, and ain't nobody gonna make it for me. And that's when you taking spiritual responsibility and you becoming a motherfucking spiritual adult and shit like that. Don't get into no motherfucking spirituality if you ain't gonna be no motherfucking spiritual adult. You might as well go sit over there and go meditate with the fake woke ass motherfuckers. That shit, you go sit over there and meditate with the fake woke motherfuckers. if you want to do that. Other than that, use your motherfucking mind and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Sun and Capricorn, so we gotta see and face reality, and then so we gotta add a little bit more light perception to that by our our views and shit like that. And so it won't be bad if you're handling your responsibilities and grounding your responsibilities. Why? Because it's going to be a brighter day, you know what I'm saying, doing it. It's going to be a brighter day. You got to put that brighter day into doing it. It ain't like you going to do it in the brighter day coming. No, the sun is in motherfucking Capricorn, so you got to do the brighter day shit now. That is the brighter day. You get into it. You get into it. Now, depending on your area of life, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of depending on your chart where it would be. So if you want an individual reading from me, then you can hit me up, in link in bio or something like that. Cito.world/services and shit like that, and book a consultation with me and we get that going. But, so that's the sun. Though that's the next about 15 days and shit like that. So we got a sun in Capricorn. So yeah, your ass got to be responsible for building and shit like that. And based upon the full moon in Capricorn, we are responsible for building our house and shit like that. And, so we at this point where our houses has kind of been destroyed and stuff like that, just based upon, the invaders coming over here and invading and stuff. And, slowly but surely infiltrating, just dropping little, you know what I'm saying? So it's like they're kind of taunting y'all, saying that y'all got to kind of rebuild y'all houses and we can do it for. So all of my water tribe and shit like that, I need y'all to be tapping in on a spiritual level to know, I need y'all to tap in. I need all my water tribe. So if you got water sign and shit like that, please tap. We need your creativity right now and stuff like that. There's too much fire in the household and stuff. We need y'all feelings and stuff. We need that good home cooked meal. We need that good home hug from mama, pops and stuff. We need cousins and stuff. We need all that, man. I don't know. These people is into some other mind states and stuff when it comes to what they be doing and thinking like it's some effective, but don't really be effective. It don't really be about nothing for real, So that's that. But yeah, that's the sun in Capricorn. So let's move on too. Now, we got Mercury. So what is Mercury? That's your ability to, communicate. That is your idea. That is how you're thought of and shit like that. And so you want to be thought of in the sense of someone that's organized right now. Anytime you may feel like you're not thought of somebody that's organized or responsible based upon Mercury being in Capricorn, you may feel extra vulnerable or something like that, but for the most part, it's gonna put you on game where you gotta start to get the right ideas that make sense for you to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're gonna like start figuring out, like what's the right ideas to make sense for me to do. And once you get in that mind frame with your Mercury, you know what I'm saying, you not only when you figure out what you want you to do, you just feel more comfortable in your approach. You feel more comfortable in your delivery. You feel more comfortable in what you present to a person. You know what I'm saying? Because you're in your shit. You know what I'm saying? But, if it's genuinely you and the shit that don't be that, eventually that shit may last a little bit. But, eventually it'll come back as a false ego or something like that, which is everybody got to rethink reality. So that's kind of everybody rethinking reality in general right now. New reality around our thinking. You know what I'm saying? With Mercury and Capricorn, there's a new reality around our thinking. You know what I'm saying? Some we analyzing, that's a whole new stepping stone in reality. Whether we missed a step, or we trying to get that step back. But, that's the thing. We getting that step back. We got this new reality around our thinking and shit like that. So, you need to go ahead and start communicating and shit like that and playing your part so you can show people, hey, man, this new fucking reality and shit like that is an actual thing. And we need to go ahead and do this so we don't miss that step no more and shit like that. because I see this differently. I probably wasn't looking at this before, but I'm looking at it now. And if we don't really realize this is a real thing, then we can, you know what I'm saying, we'll be missing steps and shit like that and set us back a whole 10 years. You feel me? Now, moving on, Venus is in Pisces. So this is in a relationship with your delusion or your imagination. So right now, either or. You know what I'm saying? No in between. You know what I'm saying? You either in a relationship with your imagination or your delusion. And that can be, the thin line can be very slim between those two. You know, on one hand, the things that you look like you appreciate and value, you know, based upon the world and them building it up off Walt Disney and, you know, their concept and stuff, you can think like the relationship you in is a dream. You know what I'm saying? But whole time, you know what I'm saying, it might be good for the moment. You know what I'm saying? Just like a rapper in a record contract. It might be good for the moment. It might look like a dream, but overall, the whole thing is a delusion, and you getting used to make somebody else that ain't gonna give a fuck about you and they ain't rich. You feel me? So that may be the dilemma, you know, when it comes to those type of situations. You feel me? So you can be in a relationship with a delusion or imagination. And for the most part, you know, you want to be in a relationship with, you know, your imagination right now, because the world is an open free for all. So everybody, you know, everything kind of on an even playing field, especially in our relationships right now. You know what I'm saying? We all get to see the truth. We all kind of seeing some subconscious truth, you know, within our relationships. It ain't really spoken right now, but for the most part, everybody kind of reawakening to some conscious truth. You know, some conscious truth, unless you just retarded or something like that. All right, Mars retrograde in Cancer. So we were motivated by our family and domestic issues. You can see this. You know what I'm saying? I'm motherfucking just by people practicing racism. They motivated by old family history and domestic issues and stuff like that. So it's like we gotta reanalyze. We gotta revisit. You gotta revisit your motivations and stuff like that, or you're just gonna be in some past type of motivation that don't really work on this new ship. You know what I'm saying? You want to be motivated to be connected and stuff like that, because when you connect it and you actually, you know, connection builds shit. You know, being connected, making people, you know, emotionally invested into what you got going on feels great. That's why I don't even understand why Elon Musk buying TikTok or something like that. That ain't smart. People ain't invested into racism and stuff like that, man. We gonna straight up get off that, just like we getting off Twitter. And shout out to everybody that get off Twitter too, because you know it's just retarded and racist over there now. It's just, there's all these racist tweets coming from and stuff. It ain't even about nothing over there no more. So it's like Elon Musk on TikTok, it's like, oh, this is just like, we just don't make, it's like, why? It's like, why? But yeah, Mars is retrograde. So Mars is retrograding in the sign of Cancer. And this is going to remotivate us to feel comfortable, you know what I'm saying, within our home, family, and domestic issues and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So there's going to be a person, place, a thing that's going to come back within that area of home, family, and domestic situations that is going to act something out that's going to spark your chakra of motivation. And you're going to be like, damn, I got to motherfucking do something about this and stuff. And you may have been uncomfortable for a long time, you know what I'm saying, with something and stuff like that. And now, you know, you may be seeing that what you was comfortable with, you know what I'm saying, it really was self-serving, you know what I'm saying? It really wasn't anything that, you know, is for the benefit of, you know, benefit of the all. You know what I'm saying? When you help yourself, you help others and shit like that. So you probably wasn't really helping yourself in the right areas and stuff. And you probably thought you was getting away with something and stuff. But so now you kind of seeing like, okay, I gotta really step up and get motivated about the shit that I care about. You know what I'm saying? And I care to be comfortable. You know, and comfort it's got to do something at home, but it's more so with yourself and stuff. So that's like we telling everybody like, man, just be comfortable like with what you do. Like that's why I was telling like it ain't that, you know what I'm saying? Look, may the best way man win and stuff like that. But just don't be coming on into spaces like mine and stuff like that. You gotta be real comfortable with yourself. If you the king, like if if y'all the king and y'all some race and stuff like that, y'all some race, get on motherfucking YouTube like I do, and I'll be like I'm Zeus and shit like that, and I explain it. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like I'm Zeus and I explain it, and I actually do what Zeus do and stuff like that. It's people that's in government. They really they won't tell y'all. They think they like an alien race like up front, like I'm doing and stuff. They'll do it in private and then put some sentiment out for you to figure it out by yourself. And you know what I'm saying? Like even the little clip I posted with with me fighting the typhoon god and stuff like that. Whatever. That's just them self-reflecting. Like the California fire and stuff like that. That's just them self-reflecting. They always do stuff like that um, when this sentiment get to. I bet you everybody in the motherfucking chat got blamed for something. I don't even care if you was them and shit like that. They got blamed for something too. Because y'all all in spookism energies and I'll be playing out spookism and shit like that. So, but man, they be playing out spookism energies, and so it's just like the concept of Zeus fighting that typhoon thing. If is that because Zeus exists, they be just trying to say because y'all exist, we gonna bring a bigger plague and shit like that, and it's because of y'all type shit. Like it's weird. I'm telling you, it's weird. We gonna bring a bigger plague because of y'all and how y'all think, but. Don't nobody even care about that shit. Don't nobody even want to believe in that shit. You know what I'm saying? We just be here talking about astrology, you know what I'm saying, trying to get situated, So, yeah, everybody, y'all make sure y'all uphold y'all talents and stuff like that because it's the time to do that. It's the time to do that. Okay? Now, Jupiter retrograde in the sign of Gemini. Yeah, Jupiter retrograde in the sign of Gemini right now. So y'all know Jupiter, that's expansion. That's meanings and reasons. That's your knowledge and your wisdom. And it's in the sign of Gemini. And it's retrograde. So how we supposed to be utilizing the Jupiter energy right now? So we supposed to be expanding our faith amongst our community. So it is good to kind of, show your faith and shit like that. Even if you is racist or something like that, you need to show that shit because right now, you don't got too much chance to lock in. You know what I'm saying? With express, you only got that much of time to lock in and show who you really is and stuff. Because when Jupiter go direct, that's it. So it's like get who you gonna get with, and or just have your mental surrounding and be able to communicate that amongst other individuals. The shit that be on your mind, the shit that you into. You know what I'm saying? Be able to adjust, be able to talk, be able to relate, be able to have metaphors and shit like that. That's Gemini. Utilizing that. And so that Gemini energy is going to be a back to supported by us re-expanding, our imagination. Our faith. So you got to have some type of faith in your environment. And before it gets to a person, place, or thing, that got to be, it got to be the environment that you in. And you can be good on the external, but your mental environment can be shit, right? You can look pretty, you know what I'm saying? You can dress all nice and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? You can be the baddest, but you'll be in the crib laying down on a bed not doing shit because your mental environment ain't fucked up. Your mental environment's fucked up. You don't got no situations to be into outside of you may um, you may be overly needing another person. We all need others. We all need others, so it ain't to say that we don't need each other type shit, but yeah. My bad, y'all. I'm doing laundry too and shit like that. Y'all know I always doing laundry, daily wash, getting everybody that's washed up in the current out of the washed up current, out of the washed up current. The washing, the washing. Yeah. All right, but yeah, we got Saturn and Pisces. So I'm gonna need your ass to. I'm gonna need you to ground your imagination too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need you to make sense, reestablish your imagination. Reestablish, like, what are you even watching me for if you ain't reestablished in your imagination? What is you even watching me for? You feel me? Like, you gotta be trying to establish something. You gotta be trying to use some type of spiritual concept, some type of pull something from the subconscious realm to get reestablished in your imagination. Other than that, you bullshit. You wasting time. You wasting time. You know. But then we got time. We had hella years to get out of spookism and shit like that. We had from 2012 to now. You know what I'm saying? It's 2025. We have from 2012 to now, 2025, to get out our motherfucking imaginations and ground them and make some type of sense and substantiate that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it shouldn't be no spookism that nobody should be in and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? What up, strangers in the chat? What up, strangers in the chat? What's good? What's good? What's good? But yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's Saturn and Pisces. Saturn and Pisces. Yeah, so you gotta be serious. You gotta be serious about your dreams and delusions. You see how the world opening up. You see it's all type of different weird shit going on. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be serious about your weird shit too. You feel me? How everybody else get to be serious about they weird shit going to Mars and stuff like that, get to have beliefs and stuff, and you ain't get serious about going to Jupiter. Like, shout out, that's where we going to Jupiter. You feel me? Let me get these clothes and stuff. But yeah, you want to be serious about your dream. And some people is serious about their dreams and stuff like that. And some of their dreams is just hating. They be serious about hating. So you got to be like, you got to know how to, you know what I'm saying? You got to know how to navigate. They be serious about hating. They be serious about hate. Hate. That, like, people really dreamt up a dream that hate somebody. Hate this. You feel me? So it's just be them weird times that you know that you gotta navigate. But you will be able to see what everybody's serious about based upon Saturn going direct and us being in a new shift. You know what I'm saying? Where now we're utilizing things like our imagination, spirituality, and stuff like that. And don't think when they saying they going to Mars and shit like that, that is a spirituality. Don't separate that. That ain't their spirituality. And when they talk about, the things that they talk about, like I showed y'all in that video, that is their spirituality. So y'all be aware of that too. Okay? So Saturn is in Pisces. Now Saturn is grounded. It's structure. So think about having to ground some type of water resistant. Okay, that got to do with something that on an allegory sense, it would be like you grounding or creating a boundary emotionally boundary. Like, bitch, I don't fuck with you. That's like an emotional boundary. Like, bitch, I don't fuck with you. Yeah, that's like an emotional boundary. So it's like we gotta use our boundaries, right? Saturn and Pisces in a water way. So it's like you kind of gotta know what you supposed to not be connecting with innately, and then you gotta know what to, accept in and allow in and out your space and shit like that. So that's how Saturn work out. And um, you know, hold on, let me grab this shit. Yeah, but you want to make sure everybody is on that perspective in your life when it's coming to these things, because you know you on American native land and shit like that, and that's why everybody is attuned to that, and they trying to get everybody. They practicing. We seen the most racism. We seen the most extreme racism ever practiced this year. You know what I'm saying? Ever. You know what I'm saying? Ever. I ain't never think they'd come for Beyonce and her family. You better believe they did. They came from everybody everybody that got some socialism on their resume and shit like that. You getting come for. You know what I'm saying? So you better watch out. 20 motherfucking 5 and beyond. If you a socialist, sayonara. Motherfucker say sayonara. You better create something else. You feel me? You better create something else. They trying to get rid of that. They trying to get rid of that. They trying to get rid of that. And Elon Musk, he can't get attention by himself, so he just gotta buy everything. He can't come on here and get attention by himself, so he gotta get on here and buy everything and stuff like that. Buy everything for people to pay him attention. You gotta buy everything. But yeah, so let's go look up your whatever Uranus is talking about. So Uranus is change, innovation. It's your originality. When we get to that planet and that chakra and that sphere, and where Uranus, we all in a position right now because Uranus is retrograde too, where we're remaking sense of what's original, and what's unique, rebellious, original, and shit like that. So we remaking sense of that, and of our originality. Taurus, anytime we got a planet in Taurus, we're gonna have to use like resources and the energy of Venus. Venus is relationship, so we use relationship to relate amongst another to see if we can come to a conclusion of what is what I got on my mind. Is that something that you can kind of consider and take, you know what I'm saying, and make me feel a little bit balanced, and vice versa. So Taurus is ruled by that, but it does that with Earth and shit like that. So you know what I'm saying, we're gonna be kind of relating things that are more structured and make more sense and shit like that, more grounded and stuff, and we just letting demons be in their illusions. And the more you can ground what's unique and original and shit like that, you could be seen more unique and original in your life. Or you can be amongst everybody, but you can be yourself, still doing yourself, still doing what you want. Type shit. So, that's really it. We got Neptune and Pisces as well. I don't feel so bad. I don't feel so bad. Yeah. Yeah, so, but yeah, we got to get our homes. We gotta get our homes back in order. So y'all make sure y'all be, you know what I'm saying, everybody getting that water energy, you know what I'm saying, and um, you know, you getting your connection energy, you know, which means like, you know, get people that make you feel more comfortable. Get with your family. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people that you need to be sharing your knowledge and wisdom with and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The internet been compromised. They already know. They already know. Well, they don't know. Like, they don't know to what extent. Like, you know, y'all be sharing amongst y'all people and shit like that. They really don't. But they already feel like they got to take it over. They already feel like they got to take it over. You hear me? So, my bad if that's loud and shit like that. Yeah. Do, 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 do. I don't feel so bad. So yeah, we all got to rebuild our home, and we're gonna have to use where the sun is at to do that. You know what I'm saying? Our responsibilities. Your responsibilities should inspire. It should inspire you to, you know, build your new home and shit. Shout out to everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, you should use your responsibilities to inspire you to build your new home and shit like that. And what they're trying to make y'all responsibilities negative. They're trying to say because y'all own this home, you know what I'm saying? Y'all responsibilities is to clean up. I mean, y'all responsibilities come with we could just set y'all shit on fire whenever we want to. That's negative. That's negative. That's negative. You know what I'm saying? It just remind me of all of the little native shit and shit. Great Chicago fire, them setting that neighborhood on fire and stuff. Reporting it, they were reported to their people, but it was really just to get rid of the Native Americans off the land and shit like that. Motherfucker Mel Gibson talking about, he talking about on the news, it reminds me of the cattle baron moving people off the land. Yeah, he know exactly what the fuck is going on, man. Y'all know this white man, white man thoughts. He know exactly what's going on and shit like that. But yeah, so that's really it. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you survive the Cancer Moon, and because it is a new time. It's the moon in Woodpecker. So now the moon is in Salmon. You know what I'm saying? Or Leo and stuff like that. So you know, we can have we can really feel the need to kind of express our own way of seeing and feeling when it comes to how we feel about shit. You know what I'm saying? Get our little narcs off and shit like that. But we're going to have to actually utilize reality to do that. AKA the sun in Capricorn. Okay. So this is simple astrology any of y'all little basic ass can use on a day to day, you feel me, to figure out y'all situations and circumstance and not and understand what's coming in on your day, and also like knowing how to adjust to that energy and attract it and shit like that, so you just won't be susceptible in it all lost in it and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You can actually understand what the fuck may be affecting you. And look, it's easier said than done, you know what I'm saying? But you know, these is things that you kind of may be more privy to. This is your natural access in America. Let me just say that, because this is your natural access in America. You may be anywhere else in the world and stuff like that. You know, it may you may if you anywhere else in the world, and let's just say you like got a little bit of Native American in you and shit like that. Man, just based upon your social security and your background, you ain't gonna get no job or nothing like that unless it's in service or something. You feel me? So, you know, based upon your friends hitting that algorithm closer than you know, you might want to motherfucking crash out or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But because you may have a system like like the Native Americans used to use astrology and tracking the time and day. That's why they wrote in the Bible, nobody can know the time or day, and that was just their sarcastic way of saying, y'all Native Americans don't know what the fuck y'all talking about and shit like that. Only we do and shit. And if y'all believe that, we're gonna create another fire on y'all land and shit. And bring fire and brimstone and stuff and burn trees and stuff like that. That's how they be thinking. They don't want you to think like that. But no, nonetheless, like I said, if you got a little of that mindset, the Native American mindset, you on the land, so you're gonna have natural access to, you know, these things just by being over here and stuff. So that's why you always gonna feel like you can do anything. But because the invader came over here and they started to see that, you know, y'all that energy wasn't useful in what they already started, which was monarchy and shit like that, then you know, it's gonna play out like that, where they gonna, you know what I'm saying, create some weird energy around it, you know. But you always, which means, like I said, you can be over here and you might not have access to everything, but you may have access to astrology, and astrology can help you adjust so you can, you know, at least be up to par to maybe write something that may inspire you to get seen a certain way and shit like that. Because now you get into your gifts. You're not just in a situation where you was just looking for something to save you. You know what I'm saying? Where you was just thought like you was like all 7 of your other friends or something like that. That their life was just easier because they had a different background. You know what I'm saying? Their family system was fostered through here a certain way. So they may have access, and you may be looking at these motherfuckers like, damn, how these motherfuckers getting here to point B, point B? Well, shit, it's just the way you may be going about your shit. The system may be designed, you know, automatically against you type shit. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta like find a way to, you know, still use your gift. And because you here and shit like that, your first gift is motherfucking life and becoming aware of what the fuck is and what's affecting you. You know, and once you understand that relationship and shit like that, you will start seeing how they using this shit. You know, you start seeing how you start seeing all type of goofy ass shit. And beautiful things as well. So, you know, don't let them hate on y'all and shit. And we got a lot of interesting situations going on right now. I wanted to do the esoteric stretch and shit like that, but I might do that tomorrow. Because, you know, I wanted that to, you know, I wanted y'all to get the aliveness and stuff like that. But, you know, we gonna get it to straight real shit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Famous Malo. Yeah, you know, so it's Calcito, the spirit coach, getting you in shape and form for the age of Aquarius. And the age of Aquarius is the information age and shit like that. And you don't even really gotta have, you know what I'm saying? You got stress yourself out in the information age, because you got people here that's, you know, here giving you the information, here willing to do the work on somewhat of a percentage level for you. It's just, you know, you gotta make yourself a part of it. You know, you want to make yourself a part of it. So you want to make yourself, make sure you understanding what time it is, and and comparing and contrasting what information did it you know and what information did you know, and start to compile that information and start to see what makes sense for you in your life to express or not, based upon your situation and shit like that, because your ancestors ain't gonna do it for you. You probably gotta be the one that speak out and shit like that and be somebody and stuff and be, you know, so understand that. Understand that. Understand that. Um, yeah, that's motherfucking, Neptune and Pisces. So yeah, you need to share your dreams. You know what I'm saying? Share your dreams. Now, for a dream to be done, it got to be done amongst others. Because what's dream without nobody else? You don't want to share no dream by your goddamn self. You know what I'm saying? That's called a delusion. It's your delusion at that point. So, to actually have an effective dream to share, it has to include, others in mind and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And, your motherfucking, the others that you include and shit, you want to make sure that dream that you sharing is something that they can add on to. You know what I'm saying? And now, it ain't even about being in any type of like circle or relationship, but it's just more for about sharing that shit, because you can share it and it may be a delusion that need to be shared, because you need to be expressed that you in some type of delusion so you can get to an actual dream, like we've been seeing the last 300 years with them thinking like natives was gonna not like die and not come back and be in bodies and shit and say we here again type shit. I was like, we already told them that. I was like, but it's for the most part, that's why we here. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand the where you at. You gotta understand where you at. And then we got Pluto and Aquarius. So this is the depth of your association, your network. You know what I'm saying? Your reality, in a sense of your public status. Yeah, you hit a whole new shift. You ain't even the same old person you was in the public no more. You know what I'm saying? There's something different. There's something unique about it and shit like that. And for the most part, we kind of seeing that as an open space where you gotta take power and control over that and stuff, because it's for sure people trying to take power and control over how you associated and how you born and conduct yourself since you was born. You don't control no documents or nothing like that when you born and tell who you is and what tribe you is. No, it's motherfuckers trying to take over that shit. It's how you associate. You know what I'm saying? You could be a motherfucking pet lizard monkey and shit like that. And somebody calling you Abby or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Then that ain't fun. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you want to be called pet lizard monkey. And I ain't talking about a shorty in the group. I'm just using somebody as an example. Shout out to her too. This shit. Group chat. Let me see. Let me see your picture. Shit. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. But yeah, for the most part, that is, and it ain't nothing but that. So it's our everyday work, everyday spirituality, spiritual reflection, and shadow work, so we can, because we all create this world. We all create this world. We all create worlds. That's why you always see this firsthand based upon when you living with a group of individuals, whether that's your city, that's your state, and then another group of individuals and shit like that. Their group of thoughts and ideas came together, and now they exist within that realm of thoughts and was strong enough to have a body to sustain that astral travel to now where they're experiencing whatever they had, on their mind and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So we creating the world out of thin air and shit. You know what I'm saying? And now we in a position where it's like I said, if somebody else doing that, from all the way to China, you know what I'm saying? You got now, depending on your percentage level and what you put into that reality based upon your expression is what you're gonna be getting back. If you ain't putting shit into the reality, if you ain't showing your individuality and stuff like that, and you just I think I am some shit, that's what you're gonna get back. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get to I think I am that. It's gonna be something that show you that you gotta think you that. And when you I am therefore I think and shit like that, you put the work in and you let the work speak for itself, and then you would think about it later. You feel me? And that's the kind of spectrum you got to be on um, when it comes to um, just just participation in the world. Like it ain't really that serious. It's only other people that got some concept of something else that's weird. It's only other group of individuals got some concept. They got some weird concept about some weird shit. You feel me? And we ain't got time for no weird shit. So yeah, let me run back down the alignment. Sun in Cancer. You know, so the sun right now is in Cancer. So this is actually having to face reality, actually having to like reality, actually having to like responsibility, actually having to like what makes sense, actually having to like what seemed like is structure, actually having to like what seemed like is real. And the more that we don't do that and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, we may act in opposite nature and shit like that and be amongst only our family and our, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. And the sun ain't in Capricorn and shit. The sun is in, the moon is in, the moon is in Cancer. Well, the moon, we have the full moon in Cancer. The moon is in Leo now. But, you know, you supposed to act in the nature that the sun is at. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna go outside with summertime clothes on in the winter? Okay. So it'd be that simple sometimes, man. It'd be that simple. It'd be that simple. It'd be that simple. Yeah, so we having to see and face reality and shit like that with the sun in Capricorn. So make sure y'all focusing on that for the next 15 days and shit like that. Be happy about your responsibilities and try to make as much sense as possible. Please try to make as much sense as possible. Like in everything you do. Like do not be out here trying to not be make sense and stuff like that. You get grounded, get situated, create a status and position of how you want to be seen and shit like that, and focus on that. All right? Get your ass together.